Hey guys, this is David from Vanguard here with the deck profile from, of course, featuring Feat.Dominoparis21 playing Buddyfight.
Yeah, what's up guys?
Alright, so what deck you're playing, sir?
I am playing Gal Mikado deck, which is, as you see here, Dragon World. Dragon World, I mean, in the theme of Vanguard, since I do play Kagero, Eradicators is like some of my mains.
No, he's playing meta.
Yeah, might as well stick with Dragons. I mean, I just like the balance that Dragons has and a lot of power it has, so I really like the simple beatdown style of play it has, so it's really good. We actually just played the locals today. I was able to go second place.
That's nice.
Okay, it was okay, but I really like in the build. Made a few changes afterwards, is what I liked, but I really like the consistency.
Well, I mean,
of
he
that.
basically bought off the deck that I had and then made it his, so.
Yeah, I made it better.
But yeah, he made it better. But anyways, let's go over the deck.
Let's get started. So of course, my buddy. I mean, I'm gonna stick to
the anime
Drum
Bunker.
Drum Dunker. Yeah, I love this card a lot. I wish he was a higher rarity, but yeah, what I love about this card is just what he does is you call cost is pay 1 gauge, and then you put the top card of your deck into the soul. So he does have Soul Guard, so it's a nice good 5/5 3 critter. But what I like about it is just of course the Soul Guard is pretty much like a free Soul Guard, which is very easy to enable because all you do is.
I mean, to be honest, like a lot of cards already have Soul Guard, but I mean, you like Drum Bunker better because it has the crit, and then
I like the crit.
It's pretty balanced.
It's a crit. It's a 5/5.
I mean, a lot of cards have Soul Guard, but Drum Bunker just does it good for some reason.
It's a very easy cost. All you do is pay 1 gauge. You don't have to do anything else. And
so you're paying the gauge for extra guard. So
that's pretty much it. It forces your opponent to do stupid things to get over this card. It's that 3 crit that really puts that pressure on them. So really loved it.
Yeah, so you can.
So of course I don't play size 3s for certain reasons. I do side them, which I'm still working on my sideboard.
Yeah, I think siding size 3s is a good choice maybe against some certain decks.
Yeah, against, I mean, you can either do it for certain abilities or against magic and such, but we're not going to show sideboard in this video because size always change.
There's no reason to.
So of course for size 2 you got 4 Drum Hunger drills. Then you have 4 of, just recently got this, but I'm really happy I got this. 4 Halberd Dragons.
Oh, that's SP.
SP apparently. Yeah, thanks to this guy here. But yeah, Halberd Dragons definitely in the tournament one of my MVPs. The fact he's 6'6" is really good.
And
the 2 damage is good, but the fact that it's 6'6", it only costs 1 gauge to call, but it's a move ability. That's the big thing. So what move is at the beginning of your opponent's attack phase, or any players.
Yeah, so
any
you
players
can attack with your weapon too.
Yeah, so it's pretty good. So you can move them. So it's a 6'6". So obviously, if your opponent is not really, your opponent has to deal with the 6'6" no matter what, and obviously it allows you to still attack for 3 times, and you can still have this for a big defense. So really a fantastic card. Love this card. There's a reason why he's like $20. And then you have your 3 Extreme Swords. Stuck with 3 Extreme Swords because 1, he is a power of 5. So he's good to help deal with any 5k walls like other drum
Here he has 3 crits.
And he's 3 crit. Yeah, exactly. First hit.
Anything that has more than 2 crits is good.
It's good. And again, like if your opponent just sees a 3 on the board, what I noticed, they just like keep trying to get
rid of it.
Yeah, they keep sponging.
Because they don't want to take unnecessary damage. So I mean,
they just don't like seeing that number 3. It scares them. So they like go out of their way to get rid of them. And then I do have the 1 Pile Bunker. I know you personally like 4, but the only thing I like about Pile Bunker is like 1, dragons. There's a lot of mirror matches for dragons. I feel, and the 4K is really weak. It's not really good to single-handedly take out a lot of things. So I mean, he's not really good at like getting over walls. So you're forced to link attack, and in the mirror match, unless you have a Drago energy, like you really don't want to link attack. It's very dangerous to do. So I mean, he's perfectly fine. I do side extras like against like Magic World and such when they have more smaller walls to get over, so it's a nice way to punish them. But the 1's perfectly fine.
So here, if you noticed, most of his grade 2, size 2 stuff are actually really less cost. Like they only, you only need to pay 1 gauge for each of them. So that's the best thing.
Like for my deck, for this,
it's not gauge heavy.
Yeah, it's just very consistent. You just want to have good, consistent beaters, good either critters or good beaters that have like 0 to no cost.
Honestly, it feels me. I would have went 4 Pile Bunkers, 4 Halberds, 4 Drums. It feels me, but because I think honestly Pile Bunker is a good threat already because he can do piercing damage.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do a link attack, that's even 2 damage itself. So I think.
Yeah, I mean, I originally did have that, but like I said with the Extreme Sword, I like the fact he is a 5K because you want to be able just to ping off any wall, any 5K walls, which are common, and he's a 3 crit, which is because a lot of times your opponent may not even have anything in the center to begin with, so he can be a little inconsistent. So that's it there for size 2s. I was about to say grade 2.
Size 1s.
Size 1s, you have your 4,000 Rapier cards.
Obviously, best card.
Yeah,
best ones to be, like, honestly, in my opinion.
So 4 of those. 4 of these guys.
Some Samurai Dragon.
4 Blade Wings. Now, Blade Wings, I'd say out of all my grade 1s, this is definitely one of my MVPs. I think in this, definitely in this deck, 4 is a must because the move ability is just too essential. Especially like this deck is a very offensive beatdown style deck. You want to be able to attack with 3 attacks with your weapon, and then he obviously just moves in the center too.
You basically move him back.
Free block. It's a free block. He hits for 2, which is still nice. For the other ones. So the fact is that he's a little bit more defensive, more that versatile card. You want to have a more offensive lineup. Obviously 4,000 Rapier because he hits for 2 and he's a 5. Same thing with this.
5K attacker.
Yeah, I just like that this is a 5K attacker. Although it hits for 1, which is kind of bad, but you just want to have 5s. 5 is like the magic number.
Right.
I feel.
Well, in this game so far.
Yeah. So it's really, really good.
Right now, I think the monsters is kind of pretty much the same for everyone almost, but
yeah, it's kind of like a standard cookie cutter. But like I said, I just want to keep it very consistent, very low cost, but very effective.
This is what separates the deck the most is the spells and the items. So let's see what you have there.
So items for weapons, I am running 4 boosted gear for Dragon Knuckles. This card's way
Steel Fist, Dragon Knuckle.
This card's too good.
It's good.
Like I OTK'd 1 person with it.
I OTK'd a bunch of people.
Yeah, I mean, like if you
Fire bunkers, man.
This is too good. It's too good. But yeah, he's just really good. And what I do like is the secondary ability, which he actually came in very clutch for me, where you can actually pay 1 gauge and
give an extra attack.
You can stack it, so it really helped to hit those key numbers. So really amazing. And then I just run 2 other weapons. You want to run 6 weapons. You just want to be very offensive. I want to play the other Dragon Blade, but I can't find them. So yeah, these are just free. It still hits for 2.
Free is free. It's better than paying stuff.
So yeah, I say like 6 weapons is a must. You got to make sure you get your offense going to beat down deck. So and then 4 Blue Dragon Shield. I feel very grateful I have these. Just 8 shield. White shield suck.
These are one of the hardest cards to get right now.
Yeah, and white shield sucks. So just you gotta run 8 shield. No, they suck.
Run 12 shield, man.
Sure, do it and lose.
Okay, if they have a white dragon shield, they gotta make a black dragon shield some point or gold.
I'm curious of what it would do. Maybe like reduction, but whatever. Yeah, and then you have 4 dragons.
I mean, this is really priority on any kind of decks that can run this kind of stuff.
Like I say, when it comes to spells in general, you need to run like all these. Like run 8 shield, run 4 of these. Like there's nothing more to that. The Dragos, obviously, what makes it so good is the fact that you run 4 halberds. So like, essentially you have a 9K wall.
Right, 9K wall.
I mean, like if you have this or you have a bunker, your opponent's gonna have a really tough time trying to get over your field by attacking. So it's gonna be really, really annoying. So like if you face a mirror match, especially, your opponent they better have another one of these or a link attack for a really high number. So 4 of these are a must.
And then especially with this game, you actually enjoy is the interaction, which this is actually part of the first interaction that they have.
It's really good. So, yeah.
I mean, you kind of enjoy this stuff, don't you? Like the interactions between the players.
Yeah, I like the more interaction. You don't get graylock. I still love Vanguard. Buddyfight's definitely another great game, but yeah. So it kind of like acts like another shield in a sense.
Hell no.
Then you have 2 Dragonic Grimoires. I was really back and forth about it, but like as I
you wouldn't
explained,
want too much or too less.
2 is really all you need. Like as I tell everybody, like this is just a card where the game state is either in a very back and forth state, like late game with your opponent. They could come in very clutch just to maybe cycle out your hand, or just maybe if you were help replenish your hand if you use it all up. But for the most part, I never like, especially in the tournament, I didn't really have to use these as much because I was already in control of the game. So I wasn't, I wasn't at 5 life. But if you guys don't know what it does, it's like you have to cast this when you have 5 or less life, 5 life or less, excuse me. Discard your entire hand and draw 3. So
you can still use it with even if you have no cards.
Yeah, so you can still use it if you have no cards. So it's really good. But like I said, it helps you come back in certain situations. But if you're in control of the game, then well, whatever, charge and draw these. But they're very good to have. Like I say, definitely run the 2. One change I made was I am running 2 Draconic Thunders. I just like the fact that it's very cheap. It's a very cheap kill to kill a size less.
I mean, cheap stuff is always good. Which, I mean, your deck I've seen, like, most of your stuff is cheap.
Yeah, so Gauge, I never have a problem with Gauge, which It's really good. Another thing too, like I said, I kind of overlooked this card because, like I said, the fact is that you have a lot of beaters, particularly their drums and halberd. Your opponent has to link attack to get over this. So if you have this, if they try to link attack, usually with the size 1, you can be able to pick off the size 1, and then now they're kind of like,
like they get nullified basically.
Yeah, they're in a land, so it can act as another shield. So it's pretty good. Plus, if you're facing Katana World with their annoying little ones, you can just pick those craps off. So it's really good. Then you have your... These are kind of like the 2 techie cards. You have Dragon Crush, which is pay 2 gauge and destroy an item or spell. So it's good.
Terms MST.
Yeah. Well, it's good to knock out a weapon.
Yeah. Or like set cards, annoying set cards that's in the way.
Exactly.
So
you
really
gotta be able to knock those out. Especially against Danger World, if you can knock out those weapons, it pisses them off. Day of the Dragon. I used to run 2, but I only found 1 to be okay. It's the same thing as Dragonic Grimoire. Like, you pay 1 gauge, destroy all monsters, but your monsters can attack, your weapon can still attack, but it's good as a comeback card. Like, if you lose control of the game state, it helps you reset that, in a sense.
Especially against, like, decks that, like, swarm the field, like the Ninjas or, Magic World, Danger
It also,
World.
it's simply, like, if you can open this, it can punish opponents who try to rush you, especially when they try to do the little triple attack crap. You can just, like, drop this and punish them.
And still attack with your weapon.
Exactly, so they end up losing so many resources, so when you start dropping your halberds and drum bunkers, they have trouble getting up their field. So.
Play this I
have them at home.
It's good. And then last but not least, you have your 4 Gargantuan Punishers.
Well, I mean, to be honest, Dragon World's all about the Gargantuan Punisher for now.
Like, I used to actually run 2 of these, just to run 6 impacts, but I decided to cut them and run Dragonic Thunders. Just the Thunders I felt was a lot better. Although I did, like, finish a few games with this, but...
I mean, there are situations where that card would actually come into a clutch.
Yeah, because, I don't know, the Gargantuans are just amazing. The fact is that my deck doesn't cost that much gauge. I never, ever had a situation where I did not have enough gauge for Gargantua. If I was able to Gargantua, I always Gargantua. And the fact is, when I Gargantua, I had 4 or 5 gauge as well, so I'm very happy with how the build is, how I'm not so reliant on the gauge. So yeah, this would never dead for me, unless my opponents had like 10 million life or something.
So I mean, your deck is pretty good how it looks like from here. What do you think of the game so far? Because I know you just started to play the game.
I mean, I kind of gave honestly, I approached the game the same as Vanguard. I didn't look too much. I didn't look too much of it.
Right,
to be honest, I hated the game at first.
That's how I approached it too. I mean, the name really kind of tipped me off. Buddyfight.
Like, to be honest, well, the game kind of turned me off. Well, the name turned me off, but the game, I don't know, when I first played it, I didn't like it.
But you did have a full build.
Yeah, I don't know, it was like my friends beating me up with, like, fully complete decks, but, like, once I actually understood the game more, got more into the mechanics, and I kind of did the Vanguard approach, where when Vanguard first came out, I just bought trial decks, but I waited until a new set comes out so I could see, you know, the game breaking in, I say. So it's kind of the same thing here, and I really just like the playstyle of the deck, I like the interaction, you know, it's a nice break from Vanguard. I mean, obviously, you know, Vanguard's still my main
This is actually my break from Vanguard as well.
Yeah, but, I mean, I'm really enjoying the game. I mean, hey, I was punishing Gargantua punishing people today.
And overall, what's some decks that you do hate playing against? Honestly, like I mean, I'm pretty sure you played a different.
Considering this is Dragons, like Katana World and such, like all the other decks, I really have no problems because it's really those decks have to try and get over my field as opposed to me getting over theirs. The main deck I really don't like playing against is Magic World because they're like
very defensive.
They're just annoying because you know.
Magical goodbyes.
Yeah, they can be annoying, but at the same time though, in Magic World, if you can just outpace them and force them to use their resources, especially with the drums, that's why I like drum better than like Jackknife.
Right.
Because your Magic World has to waste resources on them. So.
Like, how should I put it? Drums, like drum actually helps you control, and then Jack kind of helps you deck thin and then get your stuff.
Jack, I don't like Jack. Like I really hate Jack because Jack is just very gimmicky, and it's like you kind of do all this stuff just to do like just to make one big monster, which your opponent has. I mean, there's ways to get over those monsters, unless you can like soul stack a lot of them. But Bunkers is good. It's a very easy crit 3 with the Soul Guard instantly. And like I said, you know, the fact is that your opponent, when your opponent sees this with Soul Guard, it has 3. Your opponent's gonna like go out of their way to try and get over him. So it just baits out so much like resources from your opponent. At the same time, you can call another, but if they finally waste resources to get over this, you can drop the halberd. So they kind of work back and forth. So that's why I like the drum. It's very simple, but very effective.
So yeah, that was Feat.Dominoparis' deck profile for Dragon World.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this might be his only deck, but I'm pretty sure he might maybe play a little more in the future.
I mean, it's more of like I'll probably just keep adding to the deck and such. Because considering that this is a main character, a main card.
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot.
Kind of like how Dragonic Overlord was.
Right.
So I'm gonna definitely continue evolutionizing it.
Yeah, if you like the deck profile, make sure you give a thumbs up and comment down below. And of course, for those of you that don't know Dominoparis21, which I mean most of you should, I'm gonna leave a link down below.
And I'm sure some of you guys will comment this. I will not. Right now, I'm not really planning to put Buddyfight on my channel.
That's why he's putting it on my channel.
That's why David, I am Vanguard, is gonna handle it. So.
Like always, image the victory. Say it.
I am Vanguard.
One mango.